Oh man, are you guys excited or what? So you have your avatar figured out, you have your why figured out. You're so close to like finally getting what you've always wanted in your life. Okay? So here is pretty much every single business that is thriving and that has been around for any length of time. Here's the number one secret they have. Ready? They have a client acquisition system. Okay? Customer, client, patient, whatever. But they have an acquisition system. What does that mean? That means that whenever they want to press go, they can bring in a new wave of clients, customers, or patients whenever they want to. Okay, so for example, let's say a dentist office. Let's say that they are booking their calendar for the next month. They literally have a system, right, in place that they can press go, just like a dang fire hydrant. You can turn it on and off, and then they can fill up their calendar, right? Same with the gym. Same with anything. For me, I have a very good client acquisition system. You're actually going through it right now. Okay, I know it's kind of like Inception. It's kind of cool though, right? So we're going to create a client acquisition system for you so that you could, at any point in time, press go when you want more, okay, and anytime press pause when you don't need any more, right? Because there'll be times, here's the thing, what nobody else talks about, I think it's hilarious, and here's the key to know whether somebody's stuff works or not. If they talk about what's going to happen after it works, right? I'll say it again. In order for you to know whether or not something will work before you try it, is whether or not in the marketing, the person selling the thing talks about what will happen after it works. Okay? Here's what I mean. I will tell you right now that solving the problem that you're having of like getting clients and customers and patients in at will not solve all of your problems. It seems like it will because it'll get you a bunch of money. Cool. But here's the thing, problems don't go away, they just change. Okay? So let's say that I were to get you 500 new customers by snapping my fingers by this time next week. What will happen to you? That'll be amazing, right? On one hand, it's like, holy crap, I no longer have money problems. All my money problems went away. Awesome. But on the other hand, it's like, oh crap, now I have to service those 500 customers or patients or clients, right? So I'm telling you, because I'm giving you the acquisition system that works, right, that you're going to have a new problem, and that new problem is called fulfillment. Okay, so start thinking about that now. And you can figure that out as you go. Don't worry. I'm not going to say stop and like get all that figured out. No, 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 no. Don't figure that out. Okay, but you will have to at some point, right? Because we don't want to. The worst thing we can do, not the worst thing. The worst thing you can do is continue to buy shiny objects and that sucky stuff. But a thing that we could do that is bad, I'll put it that way, is to just not even care about the fulfillment of the stuff. We don't want to do that, okay? Because we don't want to have to go get new people all the time. We want our existing customers to come back, right? Over and over and over. So, first thing I want to make clear is we are done with shiny objects, as I mentioned, but we are also, I want to just clarify on like, what are the things that we'll need moving forward? One thing I want out of your mind right now is this like thought of automation, right? Or like passive anything. Like, it's funny. So, I wasn't a part of this, but I heard through the grapevine that perfect example is when Tim Ferriss came out with the 4-hour work week, he was working 100-hour weeks to promote it. Kind of like, isn't that kind of counterintuitive, right? You came out with this thing that shows people how to work 4 hours a week, yet you're working 100 to give that to them. Like, what's up with that, man? Like, shouldn't you just work 4 hours to get your thing out? So the point is this. This like this like thought of like having magical passive income and like having automation for everything is a complete and utter dream. I'm so sorry to tell you this. Ask any CEO of any company or any entrepreneur, let me put it that way, any entrepreneur who has built a company from 0 to 7 or 8 figures and ask them how much of that was automated along the way. Pretty much none, right? I'm so sorry. So there's all these automation tools, all these shiny objects out there that everybody wants you to think you need. You need these autoresponder things. You need these all these magical campaign things. You need like all this stuff. You don't actually need it. You don't. Okay. Let me explain why. Automation, okay, is for scaling existing systems that work. It is not for creating them. I'll say it again. Automation is for scaling existing systems that work, not for creating them. What does that mean? That means this. A system, I used to think this stuff was complicated. It's really not. If you haven't noticed, I'm a master of dumbing stuff down to my level because I'm pretty dumb. So what is a system? A system is literally just a thing that forces you to do something that works over and over and over again. Okay? So a system is just a thing that says, hey, idiot, like it worked last time, you better do it again. Or like it says like, hey, idiot, like it's working, you should put another person there to do that same exact thing because it's working, and then put another person and then another person, and like just like keep doing that thing over and over, right? That's all a system is. A system is to make the same exact McDonald's burger the same exact way throughout hundreds of thousands of locations. That's it. Okay? That's a system. Now, automation is taking that system that you've already proven has worked and then making it scalable. Okay? So we figured out that we know how to make a perfect burger, a Big Mac, right? We've made the system for it. Means let's go put the box here, then the bun there, then the patty there, then the cheese there, then the mayo there, then the like whatever. Mac sauce, I don't know. Haven't eaten McDonald's in like probably like 7 years. So the point is, there's the system. That's how you get from like nothing to perfect Big Mac. Now automation comes in after the system is in place that's working and you want to scale it. Okay, cool. So we need to be able to park that system in front of many different locations, not just the one that we invented it at, right? Well, let's automate that process of getting the system into multiple locations, right? So that multiple people can be using it. And heck, if we can put a dang, another thing with automation is, heck, if we can, this is naughty for me to say, but if we can make a machine put on the ketchup instead of having a person squeeze it, that's even better. Let's automate it, right? The goal would be, heck, if we could have a machine put the whole thing together perfect, let's have the machine do it instead of people, because machines are going to be less likely to screw up, right? That's automation and systemization right there. Now, in the context of your stuff, do you have a system that works already for client acquisition? Do you have one? Are you getting clients and customers or patients like at will? If the answer is no, then what the heck are you going to automate? There's nothing to automate. I hardly use automation because number one, it will never work as effectively as good old-fashioned like manual stuff, right? Number two, I'm not global. I'm not this big massive thing. I don't have 600 million people on my email list. I don't have like 7 billion customers. I don't need that. I'm getting fed for a lifetime with the small amount of customers I do have. Why? Because I service them in an amazing way. Because I don't automate everything. It's a fallacy. It's a dream. Don't think that way. Okay? So my point is this. You don't need that fancy stuff. Why do you have an autoresponder? Do you have a system that works already that you're trying to scale? Maybe you don't need it. Maybe you need people that can do this by hand, that know what the heck they're doing and saying, to sell stuff to people and to actually listen to them and have interactions with them, instead of just shoving more stuff down their throats like everybody else. There's one marketer in particular that I just laugh at, and the next time I see them, I am going to literally make fun of them. Like comically, but I will make fun of them. I will say, look, dude, do you think it would kill you? They send an email a day at least, sometimes two. I'm going to be like, look, dude, would it kill you to send out an email that has a little bit of value, not just a pitch for another thing? Like, every day, man, how do you even find all these offers to promote? Like, this is crazy. And the point is like, does that approach work? Sure. But that person also has over 1 million people on the email list. If you don't have that, what the hell are you automating? Right? So you don't need that stuff. So let's go into the actual practical takeaway stuff here. So that I'm going to have you do, and then you're going to go make money, and that's going to be amazing. So a bunch of money and help a bunch of people. So there's this concept that I've kind of coined. It's I call it, I never sell the thing. Okay? I never sell, really. If you haven't noticed, I don't really sell the thing. So I talk about I sell the thing that sells the thing. Okay? Here's what that means. So ultimately, like with my Dream 100 stuff, so I have this book. the Dream Hunter book, which is amazing. If you don't have a copy, you need a copy bad. Okay, dreamhunterbook.com. There will be a link somewhere. And point is, I always like say like get this book, right? Get this book, get this book, get this book. In reality, I want them to get into my course, right? And I want them to get into my course /intensive/mastermind thingy, right? So what I want is them to get into my course. Now, instead of saying, hey, you should get my course and selling the course like every other human being, I don't. I sell the thing that sells the thing. I tell them to read the book because after they've read the book, they're hooked. There's so much value in this book. It's one of the most, like, people literally, they go to the post office. I've had a person say, I went to the post office, got your book, started reading it in the parking lot, and I woke up, it was 9:30 at night. I had spent 3 hours in the parking lot of the post office because I couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down. They didn't fall asleep. They were enthralled in it, and they looked up, and they said their wife thought they were, like, their wife was legitimately concerned as to what happened to them for their safety. And anyway, the point is, it's one of the best books you'll ever read in your life. And with that being said, that book sells the course better than I can. It really does. I mean, I could spend 3 hours with people and kind of like lay out everything I did in the book, or you just let them read it. Way more scalable, right? Way more scalable. So anyway, I sell the book. Because what does the book do? It sells the course. So I don't ever sell the actual thing. I sell the thing that sells the thing. Does that make sense? See the difference? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about, okay, instead of selling the thing, I should sell the thing that sells the thing, right? It might not be a book for you, but it'll be something, okay? But there's something else before your thing you're selling that you need to sell, okay? Here's an example. So I know some of you are thinking, oh man, like I don't have a book, this doesn't work. Well, okay, so I've got a buddy who sells insurance, and he actually works for a big box insurance agency, like very well known, one of the big 3 or 4 or whatever. And I got chatting with him, and he sells multiple different services. So he's got life insurance, he's got investments, he's got auto insurance, he's got homeowners insurance, he's got like all these different things. I'm like, okay, like let's work this out, let's figure this out, right? So I'm like, all right, so what's the #1 thing that you have for sale that everybody needs, right? That everybody can get value from. It's a no-brainer that they could just say yes to. He's like, auto insurance. Okay, great, right? Makes sense. Everybody needs auto insurance that has a car. All right, then I'm like, okay, so then what is the thing you sell that gets you the most money? Like, what's the best thing, the biggest ticket item of yours that you can sell? He's like, life insurance. I'm like, okay, cool. So here's what you need to do, man. I'm like, you need to sell everybody auto insurance. You're the guy. So I don't care if you have to like do what you got to do to get everybody in the door with your auto insurance, okay? You're known as the auto insurance guy. Like you'll whatever you got to do to, if you match other quotes, you take a loss, I don't care. Just get everybody in the door selling auto insurance. Okay? And in reality, what you're doing, you're going to get them in the door with the auto insurance, and then you're going to blow them away with value by just being awesome, being attentive to them, helping them, making sure they're taken care of completely. Then you're going to go back to them once you've got them in and they like you, know you, trust you, just like the readers of my book, right? You're going to go back to them and you're going to sell them life insurance, okay? So you're going to sell the thing that sells the thing. So you're going to sell auto insurance. Why? Not because you make money. You don't. He doesn't make money on that. That's the crazy part. He literally like almost makes no money on it. But he does it so that he can then get them to know him, like him, trust him, so that he can go and sell life insurance to them, okay? So he's doing it. He's killing it now. Before he was like struggling so hard because everybody's competing for life insurance. It's just so difficult because it's expensive to advertise. It's just like it's really competitive. And instead he goes after car insurance because nobody else is competing for that because there's no money to be made, right? It's a commodity. But in reality, what he's doing is he's selling life insurance by selling the thing that sells the thing. He's selling auto insurance. Here's another example. So this works whether you have a product or a service. Product, it's even easier. Service, it's still easy, right? So I've got a couple buddies, Mike and AJ, and they own a marketing agency, a digital marketing agency out in Tucson, Arizona. Shout out to Tucson. And I've never been, but it sounds cool. And anyway, so what they do is same thing. They sell the thing that sells the thing. So what everybody else does is they sell digital marketing, right, to all these different local businesses or whomever, right? Everybody's fighting for the next digital marketing client. It's really expensive and competitive to compete. for clients. That's just the reality of it. And these projects are worth, he tells me from anywhere from $5,000 to sometimes like 50 grand, right? They're big projects, so it's awesome. And instead of what they figured out is instead of just going after the end client like everybody else and getting eaten alive, what they do is they sell the thing that sells the thing. So instead, they get in the door by selling them reputation management. So they charge a small, really small, flat fee, and they go ahead and clean up their reviews. So if you type in Google a business name, which like 7 out of 10 people do, by the way, before they buy from you, just FYI, they Google you first. You go on the Google reviews or the whatever, Facebook or wherever the reviews are, you'll see like a lot of these companies have 4-star, 3-star reviews. And what happens is if you look at, if you do a search for let's say a roofer in your hometown and you get 5 different listings, which one are you going to call? Probably the one with the highest rating. I know I do, right? So I'm not going to call the 1-star. I'll probably call the 5-star, right? What they do is they go and they get that 1-star up to a 5-star. And then by the time that roofer is a 5-star, then it's all of a sudden they're getting like almost all the calls, right? And it's like, holy crap, you guys have, like, I've given you only $500 and now I've landed like 10 different projects because of it. It's amazing, right? They're like, and then they're like, yeah, and by the way, did you know we do digital marketing? We can help you with this, and then they're like, yep, sold, done, 30K, 50K, write the check. So they sell the thing that sells the thing. They're selling reputation management, but they're really not selling that. They're selling their digital marketing on the back end. So that's why I call this course Order Secrets, because like nobody really gets this. And I'm starting to realize like there's no wonder like 90-some% of companies never make $1 million ever. It's because of this stuff, right? Nobody talks about this stuff. So you're welcome. But you just got to stay engaged with me, okay? Because we're going to get you right now to figure out how you can sell the thing that sells the thing. So the first like sort of thing that we have to really map out is the concept of your value ladder. Okay, you've probably heard that term before. Maybe you've seen it drawn up. I'll just draw it real quick. I'll scribble it out. Again, this stuff doesn't have to be perfect, right? So here's a simple value ladder. So on each axis, you have price and value. Okay, so I have price here, value here, right? And then basically this ladder or these steps are just what you sell. It's what you offer. Okay, so let's say you have, for example, I'll draw up my buddy's business. Let's say that he has digital marketing, right? Let's put his digital marketing service here. Okay, and let's say it's like 5K. All right, cool. So to take somebody and sell them outright digital marketing for 5K is not easy. Someone that you don't know, right? It's not easy. It's not. So instead, what we do is we get them in the door with something cheaper. Let's say reputation management for $500. Okay, cool. So what's the point of getting them in the door for $500 for reputation management? To sell them the digital marketing for 5K. Let's say they have a full-blown done for you for 30K. Okay, what's the point of selling the 5K? To get them great results so that they come back and they buy the 50K. Done for you, right? So all of a sudden you see how, oh my gosh, like the secret is to sell the thing that sells the thing and to get them results along the way, right? Pretty cool. So, and then at the bottom, if you ever see these people doing, myself included, free stuff, like free videos, free podcasts, free everything, the whole point of that is to get people into the world so that they can then move them this way, and then this way, and then this way. Okay, to the top. So you do need to draw out your value ladder. All right, and I want to see you sell the thing that sells the thing. I don't want to see you sell the thing anymore. You don't need to compete that way. It sucks. It's horrible. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's talk about your front end offer. Right. I already gave you 2 examples. One of them was my buddy selling car insurance as his front end offer so that he can go back and sell life insurance. And then I also explained my other buddy selling reputation management so that he could go back and sell digital marketing. And then I'll explain for me, I sell my book, or sometimes I give it away. Sometimes, if you're lucky. I sell this so that I can go back and sell my course, right? So let me give you a quick story on why and how this is really, really, really important to get. So most businesses are scared to death, myself included for a number of years. I was just scared to death to go back to our customers or clients and ask them anything. Ask them how it went, ask them for more money, ask them whatever, right? It's like scary. We're like, oh, they probably hate us, right? Like, I get it. I understand that feeling. And I got a quick story, kind of funny, that illustrates this. So my brother in college, he drove a very gnarly, burly, like older Dodge diesel truck. You guys know probably if you watch my reality TV show, I drive a burly Dodge diesel's truck, but mine is a lot cleaner and nicer and less scary looking, which is crazy to think about. So his was really scary looking. And on the campus that he went to, they had a really a bad problem with like a shortage of parking. So what they did is they sent out a bunch of like these meter maids. They'd hire these college kids to be meter maids, and I've got a million stories about them. And oh man, but anyway, this particular time, my brother went to he went to work out, and what happens is they go around and just write tickets, and they just make a bunch of money this way. I think it's all by design, but anyway, so brother went to work out. He parked. He put his couple quarters in the meter, and he must have ran long. So what happened was his meter had expired, and he must not have realized that his thing was up. So as he's walking out, he literally sees this kid wearing, and you can see him, spot him from a mile away because they've got this stupid sash they have to wear and this stupid like ticket printing thing on their hip. And so he sees the kid. He must have just be writing the ticket. My brother's coming around the corner. He's maybe a block away. And as he gets closer, there's nothing that, the scam they run is that once the ticket's printed, there's nothing you can do, right, to reverse it. The ticket has been printed, and even if you give them $1 right on the spot, they won't take it. Ask me how I know, right? So anyway, he sees a kid writing the ticket. He knows it's too late, so he's not even going to try and do anything because it's too late. It's done. And he saw a kid write the ticket, throw it on the windshield, right, under the wiper, and then ran. He runs away. The kid, the meter maid kid, literally writes the ticket, puts it on the thing, and runs. I'm imagining he ran because he saw the truck and he was, scared to death to know who drove that thing. And the only people driving jacked up trucks must be burly, weird, mean, small, packaged guys, right? So anyway, point of the story is, I look at that and I think that's how most people run their businesses. They sell stuff and they run. They run away. They're like, oh God, like I don't want to, like please don't hurt me, like I don't ever want to hear from you again, like. And it's crazy, and I, like myself included, for like the first 3 years, I never ever asked any of my clients how it went or what I could do for them or if they needed any more help for 3 years, right? And I'm like, damn, that's so stupid. The only reason I ended up doing it is because I had this client that kept coming back and kept coming back, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, you already hired me. They're like, I know, like you did a good job. I want to hire you again. And I'm like, dang, okay, I should think about that. And then I messaged my old clients, and I'm like, hey, like, how did it go? Like, they're like, oh, it went really well. They're like, do you have time? Like, can you write this for me? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, dang, that would have been so much easier for the last 3 years if I would have just like reached out to my previous clients and saw if they had anything else for me or if they knew anybody that did. So anyway, the last 7 years I've done that a lot, and it's been so awesome. So the point of that story is our stuff has to be good, okay? Because the last thing we want to do is go back to them and then be like, you sucked, I want a refund, right? Like, that is a horrible feeling. Horrible, horrible, horrible feeling. So we can't suck, and we can't like expect to go back if we suck, okay? So the point is, we got to get a front end offer for you, okay? So decide right now what the heck your front end offer is going to be, right? If you sell a service, have a smaller service that gets them a quick win. So for my buddy, he's got car insurance. Like, nobody can say no to that, right? Like, nobody. So get him a quick win. For my other buddy, it's reputation management. Like, who would say no to that? Like, oh shit, I want to be 5 stars. Sure, how much is it? $500? Cool, let's do it, right? And if they have to, here's the secret. If they have to like go less than 500, they'll do it. Okay. Right? Because why? They're not selling that thing. They're selling that thing that sells the other thing. Now, we don't tell them we're doing that. Come on. Right? So, anyway. All right. So what is your front-end offer? What could it be? If you're a service, have it be a small service that gets them a quick win. If you're a product, have it be like a smaller version of the same thing or something else that comes before that thing, right? So another buddy of mine, Trevor Chapman, he had a company that sold, he did door knocking. I think he's knocked on 20,000 doors selling solar. He made a ton of money doing that. And he realized after a while, like, you know, he stopped selling the thing. He started selling the thing that sold the thing. So he ended up buying a, so who is like his avatar, right? So that's the first thing, is who's your avatar? His avatar was new homeowners, right? Because they get the new house and they're probably thinking they're going to live there forever, and then it makes sense for them to buy solar, because if they're going to live there over, I don't know how many, 10 years or something, it's going to pay for itself, plus you get the tax incentives, whatever else, right? And you're living green, I don't care, and whatever it was. So he decided, okay, well, I know my avatar, how do I get to them, right? So he decided, instead of selling the thing, he'd sell the thing that sold the thing. So he bought a company that sold the signs. Well, actually, it didn't sell them, but it did. It sold them, plus it installed the signs for real estate agents, right? So real estate agents aren't out there pounding the signs into the ground that, sell houses. So what he did is he did that. And what it did was it gave him access not only to his perfect avatar, because anytime a house sold, who was called up to take that sign away? Him, right? But also it allowed him to sell the thing that sold the thing, right? So he would immediately, after the house is sold, he would have his guy knock on the door, right? Hey, just let you know, like, we're taking this sign out of your yard, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, have you ever heard about having solar put on your roof, right? Do you have 2 seconds for me to just give you a quick rundown on what solar would be like for you? It's that easy, okay? So you just have to find the thing that sells your thing. A front-end offer, right? So it could be a book. I love books. I think they're the best thing ever. They suck to write, okay? They do. I'm not gonna lie. But they're worth it. So it could be a book. Now, if it's gonna be an ebook, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, are you proud of it? I am so dang proud of my books because I put my heart and soul into them, and I know they're better than 99 out of 100 books. Actually, they're better than that. Probably 99.9 out of 100 books. So if you've done an ebook in the past and it didn't work, here's why. I'm so sorry. It sucked. It probably sucked. Ask yourself, if you were to read that, I've done this. You know why I say it? I say it with humility because I've done it. I have had ebooks in the past that didn't work. I'm like, oh, this whole lead magnet thing is BS, man. You know why it didn't work? Because my ebook sucked. My friend Natalie Hodgson, she sold, I think, over $2 million of an ebook, a $37 ebook. Why? And why can't your ebook work? Because hers doesn't suck. It's amazing. It's like the value they get from that thing. It's like it's comparable to people's courses, right? That's how good it has to be. My book, my Dream on Her book, is not normal. It is not a normal book. It is worth every bit of the $2,000 I charge for it. When I give it away for free, people go psycho. They go crazy. I'm so proud of it. It is that good. That's how good your front-end offer has to be, okay? So it can be a book, I don't care. Or it can be a webinar. If you're going to do a webinar, make sure it's really good, okay? Give a lot of value, right? It can be, man, it can be so many things. Just the other thing is it can be a conversation, okay? Like a conversation, like a consultation, AKA, right? So I don't care what it is, but you have to have something to offer, okay? And I can't decide that for you. Think about what it is your avatar is conditioned to consume, okay? I just went to a mastermind, and this dude is like great. He's a good friend of mine even, and he's struggling because he's been trying to launch this thing for like over a year, and it's not working. And he's going back and he's trying all these different things, and I just stopped and I'm like, dude, like, how do you people consume stuff, right? And he's like, well, I don't know, I haven't thought about it. I'm like, well, who are you targeting? He's like, well, CEOs. I'm like, okay, well, are CEOs watching webinars? No. What are they doing? They're reading books. They read a book a week. You know that stat. You need to get a book, dude. Put your webinar into a book. Make it a book. That's why it's not working, because your avatar aren't consuming webinars. So who's your avatar? What are they consuming? Are they consuming webinars? Are they consuming books? Are they consuming audio? Are they consuming consultations? Are they consuming conversation? I don't know. Like, what do they want? Give them what they want. It's that simple. Okay, but you need a front-end offer. It's going to take a little bit for you to put it together, and I would highly suggest you recycle old assets to build it. Okay, please do that. Right? So I've like 170 some episodes right now on my podcast, and you better believe I'm gonna recycle those and turn those into dang books someday, right? Someday soon. Okay, but just make sure it's amazing. Whatever it is, it's got to be amazing, or it's gonna suck. Okay, so I'm actually gonna give you the script below, all the scripts you need, honestly, to get the thing that sells the thing into people's hands. So your front end offer, like your job is to get the offer, okay? The front end offer, done. Whether it's a book, a webinar, or a consultation, or a discovery session, however you want to talk about it, like however you want to angle it. But you got to get that stuff, okay? I can't do that for you. So I'm going to go ahead and going to give you all of the stuff below you need to go ahead and get people interested in your thing and get their hand raised, so that you can, sell them the thing that will eventually sell them the thing. But we got to start here, okay? So your front end offer. So make sure you use those scripts. Make sure you choose whatever the heck you choose. I don't care. I don't care if it's a book. I don't care if it's a webinar. I don't care if it's a video. I don't care if it's audio. I don't care what it is. If it's a consultation, you have something to offer. Give it to them, okay? Get it in their hands. If you charge a small fee, great. If you don't, great. I don't care. Get it in their hands so that as many people can consume it as possible, okay? And with that, doorbell's ringing, and go ahead and grab the scripts below, and we're going to take over.